Hello again, everyone. Today I am here with a small unboxing of some more handmade watercolors from the Colors of the Iron range. I will put a link below to the prior video where I got my first colors from this company, and I was so impressed by them that I went and got some more from her selection. So I have the existing ones in this little tin here. And this one is actually the sample of the Ultramarine Blue Very Dark, and I actually got a full pan of that this time, so I'm probably going to add the little sample amount to that half pan if I can. And I can't remember how many I got, so I may actually need to take the metal part of this tin out and just put these in here without this little holder here to see if I can fit more in, but I'll take a look and see. So I'm going to put those off to the side. And like I said, I did swatches of those other colors in the video that I linked down below. And I'm going to swatch these new ones today. And it's a beautiful little sticker here. I'm going to put that off to the side. And they are wrapped beautifully with this washi tape over the box. And I'm going to put that washi tape off to the side so that I can put that in my bullet journal or something like that. Okay, ooh, and another sample, yay. Okay, so I have 2, 4, 6, 8. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I think I can probably fit them all in here probably perfectly, so I will do that. Let me test them out here first, and then I will take a look. So this sample is Ultramarine Blue Reddish, which is also a PB29, which is this prior sample. I had put it into a little pan so that I could have it there to use, because I just pried it out of this little sample container here. I'm going to put those together up there. I will swatch this new one though, and I'll put this little bag off to the side. Let me see what colors we have here. They're nicely nestled on this little soft cushion inside the box. Okay, and these were really well wrapped last time, so it probably will take me a little bit of time to unwrap. So I'm going to try and put these in some kind of color order. I definitely went more on the side of blue this time, just because I didn't get any blues last time. Let's see, I'm probably going to do that with green over here, yellow, purple. Okay, so let's do them that way. So this one is Cool Gray Tourmaline, and this one actually looked really beautiful. I'm always on the lookout for unique grays because I really like using grays in my paintings, especially here in Colorado. I do mostly landscape painting, so there's a lot of rocks here, and a lot of rocks are red, but there's also a lot of gray involved. So let's do that. Okay, so there's that one. And let me make sure it's, okay, so this one is not labeled at all. So I'm going to get my little Sharpie pen. But that's interesting because last time I got, this is from the prior batch here. This one is a little white pan and these are clear. I'm assuming she's just getting, you know, whatever's available, and the clear ones were in the next batch. So let's see. So this is, I'm doing Colors of the CIR, Colors of the Iron range. And this is Cool Gray, Tourmaline. Okay, and I don't think this has a pigment number because I don't think it is a pigment. I think it's just natural mineral pigment. So there's the gray, and I'll actually rearrange them in a good color order when I am done swatching these. So this is Epidote, which also doesn't have a pigment number, and it's sort of this yellowish brown color. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see these a little better. Here. Okay. Less distraction from all the other things. And I already have a cup of water off to the side here to do my samples. Okay, and this one is labeled, oh, and it's in a white pan. So I think that this one had been out of stock for a while, the gray one, so this is probably from a new batch. Okay, I'm going to put that off to the side too. Leave these in the order in which they're in. Okay, this one does have a pigment number, and it's Cote Azur Celedonite. Oops. Okay. And let's go ahead and get in here. These seem a little less tightly packed. Either that or I'm just prepared for how tightly packed they are. They're well packaged, that is for sure, which is nice because you don't want them to get messed up on their way to you. Okay, and this one has the color name, but I'm going to put the number on the other side. It's PG 23. 23. Okay. And then this one is Cobalt. Is it supposed to be something marine? Aquamarine. Okay, Cobalt Aquamarine. I was having a hard time reading that. So that's PG 26. Another green pigment here. And I really love cobalt colors because they granulate really nicely and tend to have a really nice tone to them. Cobalt Teal is one of my recent favorite colors. And Cobalt Aquamarine, although it's a little more blue, oops, it's sticking just a little bit, is also looks beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and put the pigment number here, PG 26. Okay. And then this one is Cobalt Blue, but it's a fairly light blue, so I didn't really have anything in my collection of watercolors generally that was this color of Cobalt Blue. So let's try that. Normally I'm used to more of a dark Cobalt Blue color. So let's see. And this has the it's so interesting how some of them have the pigment number and some of them have the name. So I'm going to put the name on the other side. So this is Colors of the I always want to say COR. Colors of the Iron Range, and this is Cobalt Blue. Okay. This next one is Zirconium Cerulean Blue. And I had never seen a color named like that. I don't think I have anything in PB71, which is the pigment number here. I do have Cerulean Blue, but I think it's a hue. So this may not be a hue. It may be true Cerulean Blue. But let's see. Let's see. Yep, so the name is there, but not the pigment number. So I'll put that on the back. So that is PB71. 2 more left to go. So this one is the Ultramarine Blue Extra Dark, which they gave me a sample of last time. So that clearly worked, giving me a sample to get me to get the color there. It just was a really beautiful, I'm sorry, not cerulean, a really beautiful ultramarine blue. And I use ultramarine blue pretty much all the time in my palettes, so it will definitely not go to waste. So let's see, let's lift that. So it does have the name here, but not the pigment number. Ultramarine is always PB29, ultramarine blue. Let's put that there. And then this is the last one, which is Cobalt Violet. So I mean, also Cobalt Violet is one of my favorite violets lately, or one of my favorite colors just generally lately. And this particular one from the sample looked like the kind of Cobalt Violet that I like. I'm currently in my main palette, I'm using Rembrandt Cobalt Violet, which looks similar to this one, but I do want to see if this maybe re-wets a little easier, because the Cobalt Violets can have some issues re-wetting. So again, not the pigment number, so that's PV14. Okay, so there we go. So I will swatch all of these today, and I might do a quick swatching of the existing ones just to see how I want to line them up in the palette. I'm going to put all these little wrappers and things off to the side, and I'm also going to test out this ultramarine blue reddish here that was the sample. Put that pen away and grab my brush. I'm going to be using this Rhapsody brush from Jerry's Artorama. That's been a pretty good brush for samples here, for swatches. Okay, so this first one is that cool gray Tourmaline. And one thing I really like about these is that they re-wet really easily, which is really nice. I just didn't have enough water here. And some of these natural pigments don't generally re-wet that easily. That's beautiful. I really like that a lot. Okay. Because it's a very neutral gray, which is nice. That would be good for rocks, I think. And this is the Epidote. Okay, this one looks like it might be a little bit harder to re-wet. Get a little more water here. Let's see. And sometimes too, when you have the wax paper over, it will get off onto the paint and make it a little harder to re-wet. And this is one of the things that, and I'll show this to you closer up here towards the end. And actually, let me get in a little bit more while I'm doing these swatches. But this one in particular had some different textures in it. Some of the bits of pigment were bigger than others, and I really kind of liked that look. Okay, so this is the Cote Azur Celedonite. Probably butchering that name, but let's see. Okay, and that's beautiful. It's a muted green. Lovely. And then this next one is Cobalt Aquamarine. Yes. So these two had a little bit of a difficult time re-wetting, and this one does not seem to have that issue at all. Oh, and that is lovely. That is beautiful. And I think you could really get some nice sense of it by adding a lot of water there. It's very highly pigmented. I probably didn't even need to use as much as I did on my brush. So I'm gonna water it out there so you can see more of the granulation as it dries. I'm going to move this over a little bit. So this is the Cobalt Blue. Again, re-wets very easily, and it is lovely, lovely. Oh, super lovely color. Okay. This is Zirconium Cerulean Blue. And I think that a lot of companies are moving away from cobalts because of the toxicity element of cobalt. And also, you know, it might not be necessarily be sustainable to mine either. I just don't know enough to know that or not. But I think it's more the health concerns. And I think as long as you don't get it on your hands or eat it or, you know, any of those things, you're probably okay as from a toxicity standpoint. Although I did do some swatches, thankfully not of Cobalt Blue, but I did some paint swatches, and I generally try to keep my dog away from paints. Oh, that was the Ultramarine Blue, very dark, by the way. But anyway, I try to keep my dog away from my paints, and he got a hold of a swatch that I was making. I was mixing colors on. It was just a little piece of paper, and he ate the whole thing. And I was like, oh no, like, what does this mean? Do I need to like get him to the doctor or something? But he's been fine, so I guess it didn't do any harm. I wasn't concerned about the paper, and I was just concerned about the pigment on the paper, and it wasn't very pigmented. So, okay, so this is Cobalt Violet. It did take a, oh, I'm sorry, that's out of the frame there. Let me move it that way. So this one, it did take a little bit more to re-wet. I would say that these here, these four were really easy to re-wet, and then this one at the beginning was also really easy to re-wet. So let's try this sample here of the Ultramarine Blue Reddish. So this is going to have more of a red tone than this one, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close. And they're both lovely, I think. I think because that one's so close, I probably would not get both. I think I'm good with the one I have. And let me actually add a little bit more pigment to that because it came off much darker in the sample that I got. I think I may just have had some of that. Yeah, there you go. I may have had some of the residue from the wax paper on there. So there we go. And now as this is drying, you can see just this beautiful granulation in here. I think this one's definitely the favorite of the ones that I've gotten, this Cobalt Aquamarine. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom out just a little bit. And I'm going to do some swatches of the existing colors just to see how I want to arrange them. This will help me determine, you know, where in the palette I want to put these different colors. Let me move that up a little so you can see that. So this one is the Dioxin Yellow. This is the Icelandic Yellow that I'm not going to try to pronounce because it's very hard to pronounce. And these two are actually very similar. This one is a little bit more brown, maybe? I don't know. So this one's a little more green and this one's a little more yellow, perhaps. But they're both beautiful. And then I had Mars Red, and that's actually, I can show it much darker than that. That's a beautiful color. Then I had Ultramarine Red, which I think would look good next to that one. And then I have Potter's Pink. And then I have Cobalt Violet. So let's see. Let me see what order I want to put these in. And maybe I just kind of want to leave these on the top. Because I probably want to put these two together because they're very similar, and I probably want to put these two together because they're very similar. So what I'll do is I'm going to swap this for this color and put this down here. So let me take out the Ultramarine Red. Actually, let me zoom out even more so you can see. I'm going to take out the Ultramarine Red from this palette, and I had her put on little magnets on the bottom, and they usually will fit in here even with the magnets on, but then I like having them in case I want to put them just generally in the pan. Okay, so I kind of like the color order that we have going on here. Oh no, wait, so I would need to exchange, I'm sorry, that was the wrong one. I want to move this one, the Icelandic Yellow, to the bottom row. I want to put the Cobalt Violet. Oh boy, now I'm not sure at all. Let's see. Let's go with, okay, so if we have the yellow, that, I'm just going to take these out. See, this is the kind of stuff I do all the time where I try to figure out how all the colors should go together. Okay, so I have this one, and then, oh gee, I don't really have any true reds, do I? I pretty much just have these lavenders, and then, okay, so let's go with Ultramarine Red, which is this brighter one, or this lighter one. Actually, no, let's go with the Cobalt Violet first. Cobalt Violet, then the Ultramarine Red, which is a little bit lighter. That in there, and then go with the Potter's Pink, and then I am going to put the Caput Mortem there, and then I still have one space, which I think I will put the gray there, and maybe I'll do a quick swatch out of the order that these are in after I've rearranged them. Okay, so now I think I can put, let's see. So I think this one's a little bit greener, so I'm going to put the yellow one first, this Icelandic Yellow, and then I'm going to put the greenish yellow, or the greenish brown here, and then I'm going to do the Celedonite. So then these are all pretty much going to go in this order now. Cobalt Aquamarine, Cobalt Blue, Zirconium Cerulean Blue, and then the Ultramarine Blue. So there we go. So now I have a really beautiful array of handmade watercolors. So yeah, let me do that really quick and just show you. I try to put them in color order to the extent possible, just so that I know where they are in the palette. Okay, so here is the Dioxin Yellow, Mars Red, and then we go into the purples. Cobalt Violet, Ultramarine Red, Potter's Pink, Caput Mortem Violet, and then the gray is here at the end. Okay, I kind of like that order. And then I have this Icelandic Yellow, the Epidote. These are so close. I wonder if, no, but this one is more on the green side. Okay. And then, oh, what was this? The Celedonite. This one's a little bit hard to re-wet. And then we have the Cobalt Aquamarine, which, like I said, is my favorite. Beautiful. Cobalt Blue, Zirconium Chromium, or Cerulean Blue, Zirconium Cerulean Blue. I don't know why that's so hard for me to say. And then at the end, we have this Ultramarine Blue. Very dark. All right, so that's a beautiful mix. I'm really happy with that. I found that a lot of handmade colors, it's kind of hard to get sort of a true red. I think she does have a true red, and I might go back and look and see if I want to get a true red to sort of replace either Cobalt Violet or Ultramarine Violet in this palette. I mean, these two are different, but they're similar enough that I probably wouldn't need both of them, and the same is true for these. They're both gorgeous though. I really like both of these. And now that they're drying, I can see that this one is a little bit more green. But I'm wondering if I want to replace one of these, like I was saying, with a more true red. And maybe get something that's a little bit more true green to put in here. Or maybe another, well, I think one yellow is enough with that. Because I do like to have primaries in my palette, because now as it is, pretty much the primaries that I have in here is this Dioxin Yellow, Mars Red, which is kind of dark for a red, or a little more earthy tone, and then say the Ultramarine, or actually, you know, I think any of these blues here would probably be good for a primary blue. But they're all beautiful. I will probably work on some mixing to see what I can come up with these colors. They're super beautiful. For handmade watercolors, these are really exceptional quality, and I highly recommend them. I've already been playing a little bit with the existing colors that I have, and they've been a joy to paint with. So there you go. I think that's all I have for you today. Feel free to subscribe so you can keep track of future videos on my channel, and I hope to see you there next time. In the meantime, have a great day. Thanks so much. Bye.